Hello there, welcome to another talk. And today's talk is called Talk on the Holy Spirit and the Mass Awakening. I was just turning it down a little bit. A minute. So it's like blending in with me as I talk. In this meditation, this talk, podcast. Yeah, so the Holy Spirit and the Mass Awakening. And that's ultimately what's going on as a whole. It's like, if you regularly go on my website, you'll know that I do, like, tarot readings or readings. Sometimes it's downloaded to me from, some would call it the Holy Spirit. And sometimes I'm just sitting down and I'll get all these downloads. I'll get shown one thing, then another thing, and another thing, and another thing. And it can sometimes, later on, cards will be involved as well. But it's like I'm not planning it or doing anything at all. And the reason this is happening is not just me, it's happening to. It's happening to religious believers, call it the 144,000, the chosen ones. And they're interacting with the Holy Spirit. That's what's happening when you are spiritually awakening. You're going through a cleansing process, returning you to the miracle force within nothingness that makes life possible. You see? And the chosen ones are the ones that are, a big part of this mass awakening. And that ultimately is what they want to keep you distracted from. But the biggest threat is the mass awakening. And so chosen, the chosen ones, that's what they are. They're the ones that have had these like massive spiritual awakenings. And it started in 2012. It's not random. It was, they would have been made aware before they came here about their mission, and it would have been all planned. Mediums call it a pre-birth plan. I watched a documentary, I think it might have been last year, and they were saying that this can take 70 to 100 years to plan your whole life. And ultimately, what the awakening is turning the planet into like heaven and earth kind of thing. And so these chosen ones are here to take us into the new earth, you see. They are, they are the prophets, they are alien hybrids, if you want to call them that. I've heard that. People say that. Because ultimately, on a higher level, we're all part of a higher collective consciousness. It's called the Galactic Federation of Light, and what planet Earth is doing now, it's shifting. So these certain people that have come here, the ones that are awakening, the chosen ones, they're from the higher harmonics. And that's basically what's going on. But the Holy Spirit, that is the power. I mean, a person's only chosen because they choose to be chosen. That's the thing as well. That's the thing about it. A person is only chosen because they choose to be chosen. They choose to face themselves. You see? And so, in essence, everybody can be chosen if they want to be. That's the crazy thing about it. But like I say, it's a choice, you know. A single person, in my opinion, through this awakening that I've been going through for 10 years, I'm 34 now, I was 24 when it started, is that I've learned that an individual embodies the collective consciousness within the planet. It's just that when you awaken, you're choosing to face that collective shadow. And then what's happening is you are, as you're cleansing and healing, you're returning back to the Holy Spirit itself. Because you are that deep, deep within you. You see? Deep, deep within you is that you know, God, Holy Spirit force. And in this mass awakening that we're all going through, that's what this is about. It's about going into the new earth, which is, you know, when you're reading that I've done today, tarot reading, tarot reading, it was also downloaded. I was explaining about, you know, this new earth, this ascension path that we're all on. And the ones that are ascending now, the ones that have had these awakenings, they will be the leaders of the new earth, because they'll be the ones that ascended first, you see. And it doesn't mean anyone better, but it means that some people chose to face themselves, because that's the only time that you awaken. You know, you've got to face the issues within yourself. It's not an easy thing, you know. And I had this awakening, I sat down, I had enough of everything. I had it. And in that glimpse, I got a glimpse of myself in the future. And then the awakening manifested from that. But that's what's happened. The Holy Spirit, the ones that are awakening and ascending now, are becoming the Holy Spirit. And then that Holy Spirit is now the example on the planet of what to be. And this ultimately, I believe, I've got no doubt, that this is the agenda, to stop it. But you can't stop it, because everything comes from the one infinite creator, you see, including chosen ones or non-chosen ones. And so everything that's happened, it's all part of a script. Everything that's happened, you know, you have to have bad in order to understand good. It's all a balancing, it's a balancing kind of thing. You see? Because if you didn't go down the wrong path, how are you going to understand what the right path is? You're not going to understand. And so yeah, that is the Holy Spirit's role. Is these people ascending now, they are raising their Kundalini energy and becoming the Holy Spirit. And then that Holy Spirit is the example to everyone else then. And the next question probably is, will everybody ascend? Well, it's a choice. You're chosen because you choose to be chosen. That's the thing about it. like I say, I got my awakening 10 years ago when it started, because I had enough. But I meant it with everything. And I decided in that moment to go within. But a lot of people don't do that, you know. I mean, if you had someone like Jesus Christ that far, you know, a long time ago, and the planet is you know, insane, then a lot of people will choose not to do that. They'll choose to you know, just do anything to distract themselves. Instead, the one thing they don't do is face themselves. It's only when you face yourself do you become that Holy Spirit again. And when you're becoming that, when you're healing all these issues, you're returning to the source version of yourself, which is, you know, absolute euphoria, absolute bliss. Kundalini, you know, all these different names, but it's the you before you were a person, before you were in flesh. And that's what the new earth is, and that's what the mass awakening is ultimately. And if you want to access the Holy Spirit yourself, because anyone can do it at any time, it's within the heart you go. You know, you stop demonizing others, you know, calling everyone a narcissist. Know that if you see that in someone else, that's the reflection of your unconscious. That's telling you where you need to heal. And that's how you return back to the Holy Spirit. And so basically what it's about is going within, facing yourself, this inner journey, and that's the right pathway. You know, non-attachment, let go of things, people that don't, you know, that haven't got your best interest at heart. And as you do this more and more, you know, you heal these issues. And what you're healing is the collective consciousness within yourself. A single person, in my opinion, embodies that, the collective consciousness. So when you're doing inner work, shadow work, you're healing the collective consciousness within yourself. And the more you do that, the more you are returning back to the Holy Spirit of which you are. And that is, if you consider yourself part of this awakening, or someone that's had an awakening, you had it for a reason. You see? It didn't happen for no reason, it happened for a reason. It happened so you could be the example. Being an example is not about shouting and being aggressive. It's just showing others that light and being that light. Being the example of what to be. You know, the truth can't be spoken, but it must be realized. But I'm just going to leave it on that note. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.